Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for such an amazing listening and also paying so much attention to all of the speakers. I sincerely very appreciate of the fact that I can have the chance to not only attend this beautiful event, but also listen to all of the amazing speakers, and I have learned so much today. So in this particular last presentation, okay, I want to make sure that I can bring you some of the best advice from myself. So for me, today I will talk about perfect an illusion, but it's a beautiful one. So when you was born, it actually very hard for you to make sense of the world. It actually very hard for everyone to make sense of what we are and how we are here in this particular planet. So I always try to make sense of myself. I try to ask myself question, who I am and why I'm here. But the situation is actually not very easy to understand. So let me just like give you a very simple anecdote here. So imagine an ant on a row. So you have an ant, yeah, and basically it walks through the row. It can see the row. It can walk on it. It can actually feel the texture of the row. It can feel all the aspect of the row. But even if we give it more than 1,000 billion years of evolution, it would never understand the purpose, the reason, or how and why the row was there at the first place. So if we try to understand and try to generalize our existence, basically we encounter the same problem. We can never understand the reason why we are here, but we always try to give an answer. So it is very similar for me. So let me walk you through all of the steps of the path and tell you a very short version of my story, my life story, and how I'm here and how I can be evolved and become the person that I am today. So first, let me talk about okay, so I was not born rich. Contrary to the belief of so many different people, and maybe it's because of my appearance or the way I talk or the way I present myself now. Actually, a lot of people don't know that I have an impoverished background. So my parents went through a lot of hardships when I was young, and basically I have to be raised up in a very small town in the province of Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu. It actually very small, and the social circles were extremely limited. And eventually, yeah, I grew up. So from a very early age, I learned the lesson that I have to always bow my head down. I have to listen to the emotions and also the attitudes of the person before I can give my opinion. I accept everything. I say yes to all of the opportunities, and I was basically never been myself. I was not myself because I tried to please all of the people around me. But I can guarantee to you that I always tried to work hard. I always tried to make myself better, but I didn't have any clue. But my most important lesson came from my mother. So when I was in ninth grade, my mother invested so much time and effort in order to help me to get to one of the most prestigious schools in Ho Chi Minh City. She hired different instructors, she spent money, and she basically went with me to Ho Chi Minh City. We stayed in a small hostel very close to the school. I went there to take several different tests. The result was extremely devastating to my mother. I got 1.0 for my physics examination and 0.5 for my computer science. So it was very, very hurtful for my mother. So for the first time in my life, I didn't hear any basically argument or any words from her. I just saw tears basically dropping from the top of her face. She was speechless. From that point onward, I told myself, okay, you have 20 more days to go to still get admitted to one of the most prestigious schools in Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province. It was a school for the gifted. And from that point onward, I learned 8 hours per day, night, and even late night. I didn't even think of myself. I had all the strength in the world because I just want to make my mother proud of me. And eventually, I got to the school. I got at the fourth rank from the top to the bottom. So it was really a great entrance. When I came into the school, it was really amazing. I encountered so many different talents in my province, and my friends, they were very competitive. And it was very hard for me to get adapted at first. It was slightly hard because the culture was very different. However, I encountered another situation when I was in 10th grade. First, my grandmother was diagnosed with breast cancer. And just about a couple of months passing by, and my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer as well. So for like a very short period of time, I understood the power of the word cancer. It's like taking your future, taking the things that you love the most away from you. You live nearby people, you take everything for granted, but certainly you feel the gravity of having something being taken from you aggressively, ruthlessly, and you have no complaint. So I told myself, okay, you don't have time anymore. Now you have to find the best word possible. You have to make your mother proud of you. And at first, I learned 4 hours per day. I increased to 6 hours per day. I increased to 10 hours per day. And eventually, I can learn from 12 to 14 hours every single day. I got one of the most prestigious prizes. I got the National Excellence in Physics. I got admitted to the international team in Hanoi City. And my mother was the one who took me there. We lived together in a small hostel. It was very calming, it was very beautiful. And I thought I had got everything. My life is unfold in front of me, and I basically conquered the planet. But afterward, my grandmother passed away due to cancer. My aunt and another aunt of mine, they were diagnosed with cancer on the same day. One had terminal lung cancer, and another one got breast cancer. It was so devastating. And then my grandmother passed away due to metastatic breast cancer. And then I remember about a couple of years ago, my aunt who had terminal cancer before, she died. And 1 year afterward, my uncle died as well. And they were treated with the best medical practices at the time because they lived in the United States. So I basically thought to myself, why you have to try? Because eventually you will lose everything. You are just a piece of sand on the huge beach. No one care about you. No one care about your existence. You're just the blink of the eye of the everlasting universe. You're not that important. So why you have to try? And I felt into the deepest depression. I was so depressive. I didn't even care about all the things around me. And the worst part came. My grandfather passed away as well due to a stroke. It was so devastating. I lived my life in fear that I would lose people. And gradually, they come and they go. Every single day, every single week, I remembered about their existence. It was so hurtful for me. But one day, my lesson came. So my best friend, she basically sent me a message. So this was a quote written by Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh. And this is practically the story. So it is a conversation between a person and a monk. And the person asked, I miss my grandfather so much, but I didn't have the chance to see him again. I want to talk to him that I remember him so much. I loved him, I adore him, I admire him, but how can I do it? And the monk responds, because deep down inside your body, the creation of you is the result of years of experiences, of years of generations, of all the decisions that your grandfather had made before. In each part of yourself, the DNA, the blood that flows inside your body, it was part of your grandfather's. So if you really remember your grandfather, talk to him. He's here with you now. So the lesson really resonates with me. I understand that I'm perfect. I'm already perfect because I'm a unique creation. I cannot be replicated again. I had never existed before. And at this particular moment of time, I'm here, I'm perfect, I'm enough, and I don't have to prove to anyone my worth and value anymore. And from that point, I changed. So now, let me tell you, I felt so hard. I felt so hard every single day. I woke up and I feel like this is going to be my best day ever. I took every possibility. I took every chances because I understand that being alive, being out there, you can go outside and see the sky. You can give your parents a smile. You can take the hand of the person that you love. You can eat the things that you want. Everything is a privilege. It's not symbol. It's just not something that can be described by word. It's simply magical. And that is the reason why now you can see me why I can live stream for hours. I don't even think about giving up. I can teach for a countless number of lessons. I can do everything. I got admitted to Nanyang Technological University as a PhD researcher. It was one of the most prestigious schools on the planet. Then I also got admitted to a Juris Doctor program in the United States in order to become a lawyer. Why I can do it? Because I want to make my grandfather and all the persons that have given rise to me the chance to be proud of myself. I'm not walking here alone. I walk the footsteps of my grandfather. I try to live a life that he cannot and he can no longer be with me. But I understand at some part of the world, at some corner of this beautiful universe, he still follows my step. And he is here with me today talking to you guys. So I can never, never let anyone down. I have to be perfect, yes, but I also have to be myself. And by understanding that I'm unique and I'm already a perfection of the world, I can just go ahead, do everything, make all the mistakes I want, listen to all their story, and being here with you. So I think it's very important for us to understand the lessons of not giving up, but you have to understand that every day you have done enough. You have done an amazing work. Give yourself some compliments about that. Never let anyone degrade you or devaluate your existence. You are perfect. And I just really want to give you guys, I just really want to give you guys like some of my best advice. So if you want to give up, just give up, but only for 5 minutes. Pick yourself up, okay? You look like a loser when you cry and when you demonstrate your weaknesses to the outside world. Give yourself the chance to talk about your failures. Go to your parents and cry everything out. But get back on your feet. Life is unique to you. It will not come back again. So be responsible, be respected, and be proud of yourself. So that basically is my speech today. Thank you so much for listening.